Welcome to my channel, Level Headed with Levi D. Please hit the subscribe button, the like button, and set the bell notification to all. If you currently are not getting my notifications, please turn the bell setting to none and turn back on to all. Please also share this. Let's get into it.
Don't wait up, I've been working hard every day, living dreams for a pay stub, yeah, straight up. 5 years later, like I said, I would make it on my way up. It's all up, coming from the nation, made a foundation, true stuff, yeah, too tough. We ain't giving up on our dreams, everything is ahead of us. Stay true to your path, it's not where you start, it's all where you're at. It's where you end up when your back's to the mat. Do you cripple the flat or get up off your back? Deliver these facts to see them react. The stadium's packed, they all gonna snap. The motivated attract, the escalated attack. The frustrated hit back, yeah, we move fast. I wanna change everything, I swear I'll do anything, just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free, I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. It's automatic, I'm always getting after it. If you ain't working, I don't understand what's happening. There's not enough time just to be imagining. You gotta take some action towards practicing. I know it's not easy, but you gotta get out there. Make your own meaning, can't afford to have doubts. They'll interrupt dreaming, I just wanna look out there. The crowd all screaming. I wanna change everything, I swear I'll do anything, just to get where I wanna be. I won't stop till I'm free, I won't stop till I'm free. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go. I won't stop, no, I won't let go, I won't drop, no, and I won't let go.
All right, welcome to my channel, everybody. We got a lot going on here today. Sit tight for 1 second so I can share my screen. Hopefully you can hear me well enough. I have headphones in, so if you can hear me clearly, please press 1. Let me share my screen here. All right, shared my screen. Let's do this. All right. Today we're going to be covering the missing person case of Jazmin Perez. She was last seen on May 31st, 2022 in Southwest Houston. If you have any information on the whereabouts of Jazmin, please text 832-954-5957 or contact a law enforcement agency. That would be any law enforcement agency. 911 would be the best solution. There's a lot surrounded by this case. It got brought to my attention by ArcticFox. And what I want to do here is, his link is in my description. I'm going to play a little bit of his clip here from last night's live that he did.
What is going on, everyone? Welcome to the live stream. Glad y'all could be here today. So, for those of you that did not catch my video about the complete dereliction of duty on behalf of the Houston Police Department, I am going to go ahead and play that for you to start the show, and then we can talk about what's going on and what the fuck is going on in Houston. On YouTube, this is ArcticFox. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are going to talk about a case that's more than likely going to end up being a live stream later on. And hence, here we are. I can't promise that I will watch my language in this particular case because I'm kind of heated right now. We have a mother out of Houston, Texas, and she wants to know, rightfully so, why the Houston Police Department closed her 15-year-old daughter's missing persons case when her daughter hasn't been recovered by the Houston Police Department. And now she's asking the community to help her find her daughter because apparently the city of Houston don't think it's their fucking job to do so. So, let's get into it. The mother, a 15-year-old Jazmin Perez, wants to know why the Houston Police Department investigator Danny Doe recently closed the missing person investigation of her child, who's been missing for more than 2 months at this point. And why a Houston Police Department investigator falsely documented that the child was recovered. 15-year-old Jazmin Perez. She's actually been missing for closer to 3 months at this point. She went missing on May the 31st of 2022. Jazmin has not been found at this point. A missing persons report was filed through the Houston Police Department Missing Persons Unit at the Houston Police Department Midwest Substation at 7277 Regency Square Boulevard in Houston, Texas. Since the initial filing of the report, the child's family has made several attempts, to speak with the assigned investigator, Danny Doe, to no avail. The mother called the Houston Police Department Midwest Substation last week to follow up again, and she was shocked when she was told that by the person on the phone that her missing persons case had been closed. According to the mother, she's been trying to get a hold of the investigator since Jazmin went missing. Mr. Doe did not contact the mother to introduce himself, did not inquire about information regarding Jazmin, never returned the mother's phone calls. Others have tried to get in contact with him as well, and they've gotten the same thing as the mother, which was absolutely nothing. The Houston Police Department and the investigator, Danny Doe, do have a lot of explaining to do. How do you close a missing persons investigation without making any type of contact with the missing person? You cannot make something like this make sense. How many other missing persons cases has this happened with? We know that there's one whose murder hasn't been solved in that same area. I know that Nathaniel Kufis went missing out of Houston, Texas. He still has not been found. I guess his mother needs to check with the Houston Police Department and make sure his missing persons case is still actually open. And to make things worse, a supplement to the original missing persons report was falsified. According to
All right. Thanks, Arctic, for that. I'm going to continue on here. So I was watching last night. I was watched it a couple days ago. I've been following this one a little bit, so I started digging on my own. So here we have Harris County. So Houston is in Harris County. So here's the Houston Police Guard. Here's the Harris County Police Guard in Houston. We have a problem. To the slightness of what's going on. in Houston, I started digging. So I found a couple articles to back up all this information. First, I'm gonna pull up a missing poster that I found. This came off of Facebook, and thank you for whoever made this. I will have to go back into Facebook while live here to figure out who it is so I can give you credit. So missing since May 31st, 2022. That's number one up here. It says missing from Southwest Houston, Texas. Age 15, date of birth 8/30/06. Last seen in a white SUV with unidentified males. Appearance, female, Hispanic, brown hair, brown eyes, 5'6" tall, 130 pounds. In danger, may need medical attention. Please call Houston Police Department Officer Danny Dew with any information. 713-884-3131. The case number that used to be open, hopefully they reopened the same case number. Case number is 719-466-22. So if you didn't catch that number, Danny Dew. 713-884-331. There you go. The case number is 719-466-22. All right, Mr. Danny Dew, I have proof that it is you. So, my friend, not so much my friend, I have to open up this other page here. So this was attached to that last article. So Child Proof of America, or childproofamerica.org is the Facebook group that I pulled that other poster off of. And they have all the details here. Please call the Houston Police Department. Last seen as the passenger in a white SUV with unidentified Black and Hispanic males. I have another poster here. This one is from Missing in America. It has all the details here. It says Jazmin may be endangered and in need of medical attention. It is believed that Jazmin may be in the company of at least one other female and possibly unknown adult males. When Jazmin was last seen, her hair was dyed black and blue. She has at least 2 nose piercings and a tongue ring. I found this poster, but this is from when she went missing before, but her appearance is different. So this is with red hair, so with pinkish purple hair. So if you see this hair here, imagine that being blue if you see her out there. This is from that same time period. So she had gone missing at the age of 14 on April 22nd, 2022 in Katy, Texas. This one was done and conducted by the Harris County Sheriff's Office. But this was for last time when she was missing. When you click this link here, yes, Audrey, no problem. So this was when she went missing before. The Harris County Sheriff's Office is 713-221-600. So Harris. (713-221-6000). All right, why this is important is I will come back to that in a minute. They went in Arctic's live last night. They went to the to that department, and it shows the missing people that are actively missing, and there is no active missing poster for her on their website. I will take you here. So I came across some other stuff, and I'll make this full screen so I'm not on here. So this is the Texas Department of Public Safety. So in one of the articles that I'm going to be reading here, here's a search into the Texas Department of Public Safety. So this is Texas-wide. You put all of her credentials in here and nothing pops up. Does Danny Do work for Houston PD or Harris County? Houston PD. He works for the Southwest Division. And I'll get to that here in a second. I have here. Southwest Division. Hold on here 1 second. There was a place here where I saw all of the looks like they're big on Twitter, so looks like that's where we'll be going. Parking citations, water bills, government, city officials. There's a place here that you can contact search. Yep. There we go. So here's different contacts. Look at this one. There's a switchboard. There's a Southeast division or a Southwest division as well. I just don't know. But let's go back. So their website is HoustonTexas.org. Oh, there's the website to their thing. But let's get back to this. So this is very important. So what I'm about to show you in the in this little clip that I have, or this article that I have here, will make everything make sense here in a minute. I searched and searched and searched. There's an Austin, Texas phone number. There's a regular, or the Austin, Texas P.O. box. And then there's a phone number here. It's 512-424-5074. And then there's a helpline. The reason why this is important is, let me get to the articles here. So ran across a couple articles here. Here's a missing Texas mother needs your help searching for a 15-year-old child last seen in Southwest Houston. Here's a picture of her. Have you seen her? A Katie mother is asking for your help to find her daughter, Jazmin Perez, who went missing last Tuesday. The mother of 15-year-old Jazmin Perez is asking for the community's help of locating the missing teen who was last seen Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. The mother says that Jazmin Perez was last seen in the 9400 block of Harwin Drive in Southwest Houston, traveling in an unknown direction. Jazmin is a Hispanic female who is 5'3" and around 125 pounds. She has natural brown hair that is shoulder length and brown eyes. She may still be in the local Houston area or traveling to unknown locations throughout the United States. It is believed that Jazmin may be in the company of at least one other female and possibly an unknown adult male. When Jazmin was last seen, her hair was dyed black and blue. She has at least 2 nose piercings and a tongue ring. Jazmin may be endangered and is in need of medical attention. If you have any information on the whereabouts of 15-year-old Jazmin Perez, please call 911 or contact the Houston Police Patrol at 713-844-3133 or HPD's Missing Person Division 832-394-1840, Harris County Sheriff's Office 713-221-6000. So here we go. Thousands of people across the United States go missing every year. Law enforcement and outreach organizations work diligently to bring missing persons home safely to their loved ones, according to Harris County Sheriff's Office. And here, I'm going to drop this link in the chat here. So when you click on that this Harris County button here, then what happens is it takes you to the missing posters for Harris County and all the missing people that are in their database. There is no 24-hour waiting period required to report a missing person. So that's key, right? So I was scrolling down, saw this photo, right? All right, let's read this. So I continued reading. Did you know? As of September 2021, under John and Joseph's law, all Texas law enforcement agencies, justice of the peace, and medical examiners are required to use the National Missing and Unidentified Person System, NamUs, a national database of missing and unidentified people. That was never done this time. The first time it was done, and I have the link here. Hold on one second. So in this post here, when you click this, it goes back to NamUs or NCMC. It goes into the system. You click, it goes to a 404 page, because this was last year when she went missing. Here's the white SUV. I can zoom in so you can all take a look at it. We're going to go to the other article. That was a nice little article that this person did. I found that just by Google search. This is the only other thing that I found. And Jennifer Knighton, thank you very much for all of the stuff that you do. And if you don't follow her on Twitter, I highly suggest for you to follow her on Twitter. A mother wants answers after an HPD investigator closed the missing persons case of her child who was never recovered. This was 6 days ago. The mother of 15-year-old Jazmin Perez wants to know why Houston Police Department investigator Danny Dew recently closed the missing persons investigation of her child, who has been missing for 2 months now, and why on HPD investigators falsely documented that the missing child was recovered. So here we have Houston, Texas. 15-year-old Jazmin Perez went missing on Tuesday, May 31st, 2022. The child has not been recovered. A missing persons report was filed through HPD Missing Persons Unit at the Houston Police Department Midwest Station, located at 7277 Regency Square Boulevard, Houston, Texas 77036. Since the initial filing of the report, the child's family has made several attempts to speak with the assigned investigator, Danny Dew. To no availability, the mother called the HPD Midwest substation last week to follow up again. She was shocked when the person on the phone informed her that the missing person case was closed. In quotes, I have been trying to get a hold of the investigator since Jazmin went missing. Mr. Dew didn't contact me to introduce himself, not to inquire about information regarding Jazmin, and he never returned my phone calls. Others have tried to get in contact with him as well, and they got the same thing as me, which was absolutely nothing. The Houston Police Department and investigator Danny Dew have some explaining to do. This man closed the missing person investigation without making any type of contact with the missing person. You can't make it make sense. How many other missing person cases has this happened with? To make things worse, a supplement to the original missing person report was falsified. According to a patrol sergeant that I spoke with, it was documented that my daughter was recovered, which is completely false. My question is, what did Danny Dew investigate? He certainly didn't conduct an investigation to actually try and locate my daughter. This is unacceptable. Official misconduct from an HPD investigator that took an oath to protect and serve. I'm going to go all the way up the chain to make sure that this doesn't happen to another family. We are talking about possible life or death situations, and negligent actions like this would prevent the recovery of any youth. Unacceptable. And that was by Jennifer Knighton. Attempts to the HPD investigator have been unsuccessful. Check back for updates. And then it goes back into the thing. So here, we're going to check for updates. You ready? I don't... That's 6/6. So that was in June. So I don't see anything else. But I did find this, Texas Department of Family and Protective Services. There's a lot going on over there in Harris County. She does a really good job of covering stuff. Audrey, I know that you're from the Houston area. You should definitely check this out. Why this is important. So we're going to go back. So why this is such a big deal. So in the white SUV with unidentified adult males, that's important because they're adult males. So what are they doing? Where are they going? Where are they taking her? Just because she ran away last time doesn't mean that you stop looking. Doesn't mean you close out a case because it's a typical runaway. The other thing here, hold on 1 second. Let me see if I have the other. It didn't pull up. And if you are ever a runaway, there is a national runaway safe line. You can get connected with a trusted, compassionate person who will listen and help you create a plan to address your concerns. It's 1-800-RUNAWAY or 1-800-786-2929. Here to listen, here to help. They have a very good website, and they definitely can help. In this case, I think it's a very, very good situation that at least she could get help some way. We're going to go back to this post, and now we'll just talk. Thank you, Bling, for putting that into chat. And this is the subject that matters. So, Houston, what are we doing? What are you going to do? It's been 6 days. If I call on Monday morning, you reopened the case? I mean, what is it going to take for us to get the case reopened or hold them accountable? That's my question. What is it that we're going to do? So when I type her name in, so this is the first thing that pops up, which was last time. So this one did get some volume. Here's Arctic's couples post. Then goes to some others. So I really had to dig. So we're going to take that off. That doesn't like, hold on 1 second. So posted. So not much out there, right? Sorry, I can't see chat right now. All that stuff was posted. Of course, we are ArcticFox. We were going to make this bullshit go federal. Oh yeah, we are. That's the plan. This is now going to be sent as top priority to some bigger creators here. So I'll open up panel if anybody wants to come up. There's the link. We might want to get Jasmine's mom in touch with Allie's mom. She is an advocate for the missing here locally. Nice. I don't know, Audrey. I couldn't find her mother. Was my point. Somebody, someplace along the way, was had put up a thing. I don't know, Arctic. Do you have the connection there or no? Hello, Scott. How are you? We can make that happen, Audrey, and I will definitely email you the posters right after this live. Oh, missing in Georgia. Yeah, can you send that to me behind the scenes, and then we can get Audrey to get the connections in between. I did drop the link if anybody wants to come up and speak about this. I just don't get. I don't know what's going on in Houston, but I covered there was a baby that was. Oh, somebody popped in here. Hold on. Here, 1 second. Right out of you. Can you hear?
Yeah, I muted you now.
Oh, there you go.
That's a rookie move. Anyway, I'm pissed about this. So pissed. I can't even believe it. I mean, I was pissed last night, but I'm even more mad now because you were digging and you can't find nothing. I tried last night too on those websites while we were live with Arctic, and gave out the numbers to the the higher ups, and still nothing today. And we're making noise about it, and we're gonna have to do like Arctic said. We're just gonna have to get on there and just make holy hell over this Houston situation.
Well, this will help. ArcticFox, True Crime, Steve, True Crime Web might want to help in that. They have the vehicle. Hold on here 1 second. Trying to
read chat.
Yeah, they have the vehicle. Did the cops check the cameras for the license plates? I don't think the cops did anything.
Yeah, it sounds like they haven't done anything.
I can email this story. I'll email this over to.
She's been missing a long time.
Well, Steve's probably in here listening. If he's not right now, he'll probably be listening later. And if you'd like to help, he's more than happy to help.
True Crime Web, a single mom.
Yeah,
that's who Steve is from True Crime Web. He's a.
I'll send him all the info I have. I know he's been busy. He's been getting a bunch of cases from a whole bunch of other different people, and it's hard. He's trying to investigate some right now, and it's hard for him to keep up.
Yeah, he said, "Yeah, send me everything, and then now, yeah, I think he's kind of regretting that a little bit, maybe.
Well, he's been helping the Mob Crew on.
He's really good.
He's been helping Mob Crew on the Dylan Rounds case, and I've been watching, and they've been doing pretty good. Yes, I saw Darkness. I saw it, and
I don't know who any of these people are, but I think they got Twitter power or something. That always helps. Twitter's a big thing, so we can get it out there. That's good.
Yeah, I mean, I don't get it because that baby that was at the hotel that was killed, the parents went in for questioning. I go and search, and I see nothing.
Yeah.
I guess there's gonna have to be a phone call there too. I did see a little bit. I will later today have a little video coming. I do have. You're fast checking.
What?
I said you're fast. You clicked on single mama force thing real quick.
Oh yeah, I'm a
Uh,
ninja mod.
I know. I heard the click, and I clicked it right after you. The three that are in the pond, the three girls that were found in the pond.
Yeah.
I will be. There is some updates in there, and it's not much. It's not enough to do a whole live on, but I will do. I'll compile the information that I have and get some type of a video out today on it, just as like a little update. We have been working on that one behind the scenes. There is a lot of information, just trying to connect the dots still. So,
since May 31st, she's been missing, and her mother. They closed the case. When did they close the case on her? On this one here, Jazmin, or whatever. Yeah, Jazmin. Didn't want to say her name wrong.
Yeah. Well,
it must have been in June, correct?
In June, what?
That they closed the case on her?
No, I think just a week ago.
Well, that's ridiculous. There hasn't been anything put out on her since June.
He didn't even make a flyer or nothing. So that Jennifer Knighton, I follow her on Twitter. She does a lot of very good articles and a lot of very good stuff. And I was reading through the different feeds through that feed where I found the article at. And I couldn't believe what some of the people were saying. The grandmother is on Facebook, I guess, putting some type of trafficking stuff on Facebook. So I have yet to go see it myself.
I am like without words when it comes to the police dropping the ball on a child. I know that they look at runaways different, but like I said many times in the past, and I'm going to continue to say so, I think the runaways are more endangered because they're running away from something. Okay, first of all, either they're running away because they're online groomed, or they have problems at home and they reach out for people online. And to me, they're just very vulnerable. They're looking for, especially at this age, who are these two men that she gets in a car with, willingly or not? She might not want to willingly be with them now, and she has no cell phone or nothing to get a hold of anybody, and the police aren't even looking for her. So they could do whatever they want. They could have her over the border for all we know. Or, even if she's with some friends, nobody is looking for her. It makes no sense. She's a child. Any missing person is a loved one of somebody's, and she's human, and it don't care if she's on drugs, run away, willingly or not, she's missing. And they should jump on this, and to just close a case without finding the missing person. Never heard of that in my life. Never. How is that possible? What the hell is your job, Mr. Do nothing? Yes, every child does matter. You're muted, Level, if you didn't know.
No, I know I'm muted.
Okay.
I just was bringing this up here. Online reporting incident is not an emergency. All right, I added you, Arctic. You're on set.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'll tell you what, I had to double up on my fucking blood pressure medication when I came across this story. And nothing should surprise me at this point anymore, but this blew my mind. And my channel's getting a reputation for being one that calls out law enforcement. That's not what I created the channel to do, but unfortunately, we have to keep doing the shit. So I encourage everyone, make your phone calls, emails, email these videos to the mainstream media, make them aware of it. Tag when you share our videos, make sure you tag HLN, CNN, all the major news outlets in the post, because we need to make this go national. We need to get News Daddy on this.
Well, I think what's going to happen is I see that from here. I just wanted to show you something. So I think the most effective way, well, there's the mayor's information there, but that's not going to help. I think the most effective way is they're not going to like this, but you see this thing here? So they have Twitter feed right on their website.
Mm-hmm.
So that means that this is what they use. So we'll just tag them in this video. We'll tag them in your video from yesterday. I'm going to play this as I'm going to replay this as an actual video for Twitter by itself, because the YouTube ones don't get traction over there. Not enough people click and watch the actual YouTube video. So
Yeah.
I'll just take out a clip of the beginning and or a little bit after in, and then see what we can do and get the pictures back up.
I just put in their website for their government. Chief of Police Tony Finner's page. They got a Twitter thing on there. You can find a lot through that. You know, I can get the website for their government office thing. That's what I did yesterday. You can find everything you need there. The AG, the whole shebang. And give them a call. Tell them what you think of this crap that's going on here, because it's just absolutely not acceptable. Not at all acceptable.
I wanted to go back to this. Hold on. I'm going to go back. Go ahead. You guys can talk.
Yeah, I think the best way to get to him is like we did with Austin. What did we do? We called, and we got a lot of the subs just jumped in and did their thing, you know, and
we got media coverage finally too, because it wasn't getting any media coverage. That's what I'm saying. We need to get Newsmax on this, all the major media outlets to cover this case, because it should be national news. Anytime something like this happens, it should be national freaking news. We shouldn't have to hear about it through a creator that's only got 3,000 subs on YouTube. It should be national news.
Yep, exactly. And I put in last night in the chat, I wish I had that link now, or I could remember what it was, but I put in there the missing, the local news there that handles the missing, that takes those cases on, you know. So it was 23. I can't remember the numbers in front of it, but whatever channel 23 is out there is, if you can find the number, I could look it up and put it on the community page. But Audrey might know. Channel 23, they handle the missing. So you could call them up and tell them that what's going on with this case. I mean, it's unbelievable to me.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, my mind was blown, and I've covered a lot of fucking corruption since I started the channel.
Yeah, she has no phone. She has no phone. The girl has no nothing.
No way of tracking her whatsoever. I mean, 15 years old, close to the Mexico border. She's ripe to be trafficked. So
yeah, I mean, 2 men in a Suburban. Yeah.
I do have concerns, because apparently this is a habit for her, because she did go missing prior and was found.
And there's a reason for that.
I want to know what's going on with that as well. I mean, is she just habitually getting groomed? Are there problems at home? I'd like to talk to the family and find out what the dynamic is there.
Right. There could be issues for her definitely at home. That's usually why somebody runs away. Either they're being told that their family just holds them down and they, you know, you should get out and do your, you know, the typical grooming thing, or you do have problems at home and you're running away for a reason. Whatever it is, there's a reason why this child is not staying at home, and she probably needs some help there, you know.
Well, the question I have is so the mother went to the Midwest division. Was she directed to the Midwest division? when they're in Southwest, because they do have a Southwest office. I can type that in here in a minute. But last time she went missing, they reported her to the Harris County Sheriff's Office. It says, how do I report a missing person or a runaway? To report a missing person or a runaway, call Harris County Sheriff's Office at 713-221-6000. For children under 13 years of age, persons with special needs or emergencies, dial 911. To assist with locating the person or the runaway, please provide the investigator a recent photograph of the individual. There is no 24-hour wait period required to report a missing person.
Right.
So since they failed, why isn't like this should be done right now? You can't report it online. You have to call it in though.
Well, they obviously know that she hasn't been found because they had the phone call with the mother. What the hell's the deal? I mean,
that's what I mean. They have no excuse. Sorry, they just don't have no excuse. You did not find the fucking missing child. It's not in your hands. It's not in the mother's hands. You're not doing your damn job.
exactly.
You are failing a child. This child is in danger. You have all the possibilities are open for this child to be in danger. Okay, so doesn't anybody get that? I mean, don't they get that? Hello, people.
Yeah, I mean, and regardless if she's a habitual runaway or not, she's still a missing child. She's still in danger of being trafficked. I mean, and I know because I've dealt with law enforcement before. They say, oh, well, this is just a habit for her. She'll be back. And that's why they're not taking the case as seriously as they are.
Right. They have to take it serious. Everybody matters.
No,
I'm sorry that they don't think so.
Well, you know, we have brains and we can think and we use our logic. Unfortunately, there's a lot of times that law enforcement, unfortunately, does not have any logic to them. So,
yeah, here's the website for the Harris County Government Office where she's, from. So maybe you'll be able. Subs are great. They really helped with Austin's case doing the phone calls. And single mom, you can get on there and you can give them your hell, girl. You go right ahead. That's what they need to hear. They need to hear the serious stuff. This is a very serious situation. I mean, I might be giggling a little bit right now, but that's because I'm really, really pissed and I really don't even know what to say.
So here's the case number. Here we're at Houston. Oh, I might be in there. Hold on. This is Georgia. Hold on one second.
Yeah, but when you put her name up there, I mean, I looked yesterday while we were live. I couldn't find nothing. Dark Side did too. I couldn't find nothing. So did Single Mom. Couldn't find anything on her.
Welcome in all the new people.
hey, Pleasant B.
Give them hell. Hi, Duchess. Hi. What else did I just see? Buzz.
Hey, Dutchie, thank you for sharing those posts earlier. I appreciate that. This is the one I really need you to really focus on and get out there is this particular case. This is the one I was talking to you about last night.
Who are you talking to, Dutchie?
Dutchie.
Yeah.
She's going live tonight with another interesting case with a Greyhound bus was involved. The lady went.
Oh, I read that. Yep.
Yeah. I was watching some of the other stuff that she's been covering on that case earlier, so I could.
Yeah, the Greyhound situation's getting out of hand too. We've got people going missing left and right from Greyhound stations, so.
And they offer free rides for runaways. So I don't think I'm going to recommend that anymore.
No, but at least they could call that
the runaway number, yes.
The runaway number, because there's a lot of good resources, and I'm actually going to call them on Monday and just speak with them. I didn't realize they're here local in Chicago.
Oh, wow.
So I'm actually, their offices are here in Chicago, and I'm actually going to speak with them for a minute and see once, call volume and get some facts from them.
This is like 2 cases in a row where we see the police just dropping the ball completely. Just like
I
these
know.
children do not matter at all.
Yeah, I just got handed one in Missouri that I just did a video on this morning.
Yeah.
I mean, it's absolutely ridiculous. I mean,
I mean, when do missing people become important to these facilities, these officials? You know, I mean, let's get real. This is really becoming an issue, and it's. I mean, look how many. I couldn't even tell you how many cases our team sees a day.
oh, I know.
It is It's astronomical. It's unbelievable. You can't follow up like every case, but when something like this comes, I mean, or you have no picture or anything, but they're missing. I mean, that does nothing in helping them find it or be aware of it. You know, at least it could be a BOLO to every police officer in Houston area and surrounding areas if she wasn't taken off of the missing list. Bad reputation for runaways. They never take cases seriously. Well, why? I don't get it. I would like to know what their standards are, who's important, and who gets knocked down to not being important, because they're all human.
I really, and like I said during my show last night, I really want to know if any action has been taken against the officer that falsified the record. They should not have their job. They should be dismissed. They should be standing in a fucking unemployment line somewhere.
And like I said, they need to be standing in jail somewhere if something happens to this child.
Oh, exactly. It's 100% blood's on their hands.
That's right, because they're the ones that are just deciding she's not worth anything. Because that's exactly how I take this. I don't know how everybody else feels about it, but for me, they're just saying that this girl just doesn't mean nothing. She's just nothing because she's a runaway. Sorry, I don't care how many times she's run away.
I guarantee you, if that was the mayor's daughter that had gone missing, we never would have seen something like this.
Exact good point there, Scott Watts. They can find people who have escaped from jail in weeks, but not a missing kid. Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
is it because they feel the immediate danger? Well, how do you think a child feels immediate danger? They're in danger every second they're out there on the streets or in somebody else's harmful hands. There's wicked, rotten, evil people in this world, and we know what they do, and we don't need to say, but you can only imagine, because every possibility is there for this child.
Well, and here's another one that I ran across this morning. So this one's out of Utah, Kaysville, Utah. She left during the middle of the night. They woke up and she was missing. So she's 15.
And she has issues.
She has no phone, no money. She was left without she left without a backpack. She had 2 French braids. When she went to bed, we believe she has a baby blue hoodie with her. We live in Kaysville, Utah. She is 15.
Yeah, I retweeted that this morning and I posted it in my Facebook group, I believe. I mean, I'm telling you, this is, well, yeah, we probably should do that, Snoopy Doe. Send it to John Walsh.
Yep. There has to be some kind of action. Somebody has to be held accountable for this. And this is just happening too many places in the United States where we have officers of the law and government that is supposed to be protecting our children. Okay, I want to know what standards that Houston has when doesn't every child deserve a missing poster? Doesn't every person deserve that? When do you get knocked off of there and you're not important? Okay,
well,
you're a runaway. Addict. What is it?
You would think that every child deserves a missing poster, but look how many cases we come across where we have to reach out to Sunshine to make a poster for the kid because there's not an official poster.
Yep, that's right.
You know, or in the Native Americans, we don't even have a picture for half the ones that we're covering.
My gosh, yeah. And I've been, we don't even want to talk about how many there are of them. They get totally tossed to the side. And that's ridiculous. Anybody, I don't care, you're human. That is supposed to be their job to protect. Okay. Forget the serve part. Okay. I ain't asking to serve shit, but I'm asking to protect. Okay. And by doing that, you should have a BOLO on this girl. That means every car is aware of this child's face, and you should be able to, and that vehicle that she got into, and you should be on the lookout for it. You know, this is May and it's now August. That's too long. And they took her off of saying her case is closed and she's not in anybody's care.
Yeah, and we don't know when they closed the case out. I mean, we have no idea when they did that. So for all we know, they haven't been looking for over a month at this point.
It's just crazy. I want to know what their standards are. I mean, that's my question to them.
Well,
what are your standards? What's your checklist on a missing person? Let's get real here.
If we're going to do this thing, Houston 11 has always been very good about putting out their news on YouTube. So that's would be a good move if somebody was going to call them. Yep. They do a really good job of bringing up information.
Poster. Yes, I think
I can get one. Well, I have one.
Yeah, they're on our community pages.
Well,
I think Sunshine, I don't know if Sunshine's put one together or not, but I know she will if we ask her to.
I agree with you. There is no standards, but they have to have something that they got protocol for. And apparently this child doesn't meet their protocol. And I want to know when you don't. Who doesn't? Who does? If it was their kid, don't you think they'd be out there looking for him? They'd have the whole fucking crew out there looking for him. Every single one.
Absolutely, 100%. And honestly, I think that if this was a blonde-haired, blue-eyed little girl, things would be a completely different story.
Yep. If it was a child, okay, that just walked away from home, they would be on it. But this is a 15-year-old. They figure, oh, she's old enough. I don't think so.
And anybody that wants posters, I'll repost it on my Twitter. I'll just do the posters by itself and retweet it. Posters, huh?
Keep it. I'm sorry. Keep it real. If you send the information on that 15-year-old boy to either myself or Level-Headed, we'll definitely get something out on him.
Yeah, we'll figure out. And if you haven't joined my Facebook group, go join there because I'll post the posters there afterwards as well. And then Audrey, I will email you the posters.
Thank you, Audrey.
And then anybody else that you can always email me if you are looking for posters, but just ask in my Facebook group, my Twitter. I have private messages there. I'm always active on both of them. And you can always ask in the comment section of YouTube too.
Yeah.
You can ask any of us. We'll get a poster for anybody that wants to help share stuff.
Absolutely.
Yep. That's what we're here for. I mean, the faces we see every single day are important to every one of us. Okay. And this whole department in Houston, Texas is a huge place right by the border. And they know, I'm sure they know the dangers that go on there. And they are treating this like it is absolutely, like she means nothing. I'm sorry, I can't help but say that. I'm not trying to offend, but that is exactly what I'm taking it as, that this child means nothing to them. Oh, wow. Yeah, we'll get posters to you.
What did I miss? I would love to print out some posters and hang them. I am only an hour and a half away from Harlan Drive. Cool. Then what I'll do is I will get you. Let me see. I'll get you a poster that doesn't have. This one doesn't have a lot of color in it, which will probably be cheaper to print.
You're right, Missy in Georgia. She does mean something to us. We're up here talking. We're fighting for this girl, and the people that are hired to do so are not. So to me, that their lack of continually doing their job description means that they don't need the job no more.
And that says a lot right there. See that? Never go to Harwin Drive alone.
Never go there alone. Yeah. Thanks for that. I won't. Thanks for the heads up. Okay. Yeah. bring some people with you. We don't want anybody to end up, in their nobody matters list or filing cabinet, because I'm sure they got one there. They're just doing this. Well, we can't find her. Just throw her to the side. Let's get somebody in there new. I mean, I just don't understand their thinking on this. This is a very vulnerable 15-year-old girl with two guys that nobody knows, and you're close to the border. And Texas, come on, you know what goes on there. Trafficking is huge there. And I'm taking like the worst scenario because everything is possible. We don't know.
Guys, can you hear me?
Yep.
All right. I just got a comment from the mother on the video, the live that I did last night. She said, "Thanks for this. Glad to see that I am not the only one outraged. The only thing that I would ask is that people try not to make assumptions and judgments without knowing the facts. My daughter did not run away from home because we had problems at home. I have kept the talk minimal for several reasons, most importantly because my child is still missing. A new police report was made. However, law enforcement still has failed to list her on NamUs and the NCMEC. I did get a call from the Houston Police Department investigator the day after I published the story, and his response to closing the case was because I laid eyes on her. I have absolutely no doubt that anything of it is anything less than a cover-up by more than one agency."
Wow. Are you still there, Arctic?
Arctic.
We lost him.
Yeah, hold on.
Okay.
Whenever I do this fucking shit between screens, you can't hear me. So hold on a second.
Yeah, okay.
Hi, Sluggish Sleuth.
Hey, hi, Slugs.
I have my own printing set up.
Hi, Jody.
So I just need to download
Okay.
the photo.
Hopefully we can do it this way. Anyway, she said that another missing persons report has been filed. The daughter did not run away from home because they had problems. She's kept the talk minimal for several reasons, most importantly because her child is still missing. A new report was made. However, law enforcement still has failed to list her on NamUs and the NCMEC. I did get a call from the Houston Police Department investigator the day after I published the story, and his response to closing the case was because I laid eyes on her. I have no doubt that any of it is anything less than a cover-up by more than one agency. And then I responded to her, give me a...
He laid eyes on her?
Right. That's what he told the mother.
Did the mother? No.
No.
Who are you, dude?
So...
Oh, Lord. That really just makes it
Well,
worse.
so what does that mean?
Yeah, what does that mean? He laid eyes on her? What, he's seen her somewhere walking down the street?
Ask her if it's the same detective.
I mean, that makes absolutely no fucking sense. So did you call the mom and say, hey, look, your daughter's here. I just seen her? Hell no, you didn't. You just closed the case without her knowing. You're an asshole. Sorry, Level. I forgot.
You're fine.
I'm used to just speaking,
You're fine.
That makes no sense to me. And the mother's right. It does sound like some kind of big old cover up, or they don't want to do their jobs, or, Oh, Sluggish has a reporter friend in Texas. Email.
All right, guys. Hey, I did respond to the mom. If you give me a minute, I'll read my response to her.
Okay.
I did respond and I said, I never assumed that there were issues at home. My team and I would actually like to talk to you more about the case and invite you on our podcast. You can reach me at ArcticFoxTrueCrime@gmail.com.
Thank you. That's good.
So hopefully we can get her on.
Yeah, to at least figure out what's going on, because this just doesn't make sense. He laid eyes on her, so what? He was there where she was?
Well, I mean, who gives a fuck if he laid eyes on her? Did he bring her home? Fuck
Did he
no.
call the mom? No.
Exactly.
He didn't do his.
That's
Look,
his cop out from.
How does he even know it was her? Did he go talk to her? I mean, we don't know. You laid eyes on her. That doesn't say much. It's a pretty wide area of what the hell there, buddy. Still,
well,
no
I mean, and the mother's right. It's a game of cover my ass. So I mean,
but that's not even covering your ass. Think of something better than that, there, Mr.
Well,
Officer.
you know, I mean, but
Yeah,
she's
I get
right.
it.
Yeah,
I get it, and I feel very bad for her, knowing that she doesn't have the help from them, and that isn't. That's not an answer to give a mother of a missing child. I laid eyes on her. Couldn't you call her up and say, hey, look, your daughter's right here. Or come with me, little girl. Your mom wants you. Bring it. Ain't that what they do? Pick them up and take them to the station till the mom comes? I mean, what do they do? They just, I seen that little 4-year-old walking down the street, so I closed the case.
We can get that advocacy thing, Audrey, when we're done here, if you can send that to me, and we'll get it over to the mother as well.
Apparently he did not share that with her because she had to call and make a new report, and then the officer called her back, and this is a week later, or how many, we don't even know how long, and says I laid eyes on her.
Yeah, well, I don't give a flying fuck if you laid eyes on Jesus himself. You didn't bring that little girl home. You didn't tell the mother that you laid eyes on her. She had to call you and find out that you closed out her daughter's fucking missing persons case because you laid eyes on her. Well, how far a distance did you lay eyes on her from? Did you even bother to approach her to speak to her? Did you ask her if she was in trouble or in danger? I mean, did you see if she was with these adult males that she's rumored to be with?
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. Aren't they supposed to go up and take the child that's missing and bring them back to the station and call the parents? I mean, isn't that normal procedure? At least approach the child, like you said, and ask her if she's okay. Check the people that she's with. What'd you do? See her running? Did you see her jogging? Did you see her on an airplane? Where did you see her? Did you see her close to her home? Did you see her with her grandma? What the hell, mister?
Yeah, that's actually a good idea, Sluggish. I didn't even think. I mean, but depending on how far a distance away he was when he saw her, there may not even be anything on body cam.
He might be in the damn donut shop having his donuts and coffee, and he's seen a girl go by in a vehicle or sit at a stop or at a red light. I mean, come on, he leaves that pretty wide open. It's very vague.
Yeah, I mean, he may have saw a Hispanic girl in a white Suburban pass by the donut shop, and so he assumed he laid eyes on her.
Exactly. I mean, that is really absolutely, you are not doing your job, mister. I don't care. You are a disgrace to your profession. Yeah, Dr. Pepper's in Texas. Dark side. I used to drink Dr. Pepper that was my only drink. So when I went to Texas, I seen the first Dr. Pepper can machine, whatever you could buy pop from. I took my picture hugging it.
Oh, goodness. I don't see how y'all can drink that stuff. It's like drinking Robitussin.
I don't drink it anymore. But yeah, I did back then. You've never, you know what? Keep it real. I have never heard of this ever either. Last night I'm a person that never is silent. I never am a loss for words. Last night I was just completely lost for words. I did not know what to think. And now hearing even more about this frustrates me even more, because that poor mother, the cop didn't do his job. He should have got that girl, asked her questions, brought her to the station, had the mom come and talk to her, let them work that out after that. But his job is to collect a missing child. and bring that child to safety, not let the
Exactly.
child pass. You have no, I mean,
I mean, how many other kids are they doing this with? That had been a 5-year-old little boy wandering the streets, would he say, "Oh, well, I laid eyes on him, I'm closing the case out"?
that's what I said. Oh, there's that little 4-little girl right there, that 4-year-old we've been looking for. We can close the case now. I seen her walking down the street. I mean, that is about how ridiculous that sounds. You're an officer of the law and you're supposed to protect. And this mother, you know, this child's missing. And if you know that that was the child you seen and you closed a case without bringing that child to the parent, you are, yeah, I got plenty of words for you. But one thing you should not be is a police officer.
Oh, hell no. Hell no.
You better go look for another job. Maybe it's spotting ducks or something somewhere and distinguishing male from female from 100 miles away. That's what you should be doing. And something weird, because you're just not good, dude. Not at all. And your whole damn department is failing, if you ask me, because of this.
Oh, well, they're definitely going to get publicity, just not the kind they want.
Well, we did bring the subs in. All of us brought publicity to the other cops in Ohio there. So I guess Houston wants to be in the spotlight this week.
Oh, and I'll just give you all an update on Austin. So his captors that took him were arrested and did get charged with misdemeanors. And they did go to court. Hopefully that will be enough to put the restraining order against them. And that is great news, though. At least they that's the power of social media and the influence that we can bring to it.
You're just seeing this too much. This is just too much for me. And I'm glad to hear that about those two good charges on them, because maybe they will leave that poor child alone.
Well, I hope so. I mean, from what I understand from Austin's mom, he was pretty heartbroken because apparently they turned on him and they hurt him. And so, you know, it's, you know, I feel for the little, I feel for Austin, you know, I really do. Yeah. But it's high time that these two suffer some consequences for their actions, even if it is piddly little misdemeanor charges.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel bad for Austin too, because he thought they were his friends and they did turn on him, and that's sad. And I'm sure he has a hard time understanding it with some of his, you know, issues, but there were no good people. And I'm glad to see that there's some charges on him, because that should not be taken lightly. That's kidnapping as far as I'm concerned. I mean, they held him. I mean, he was under a mattress. They were sitting on the mattress while the cops were there. So that is holding him while the police are trying to look for him. That's crazy.
I'm telling you. I mean, it's
just too, this is just so much of the police not doing their job. Look, I believe in the police and I believe in the processes of justice, but they are dropping the ball big time. You can't help but talk about that. You know, they don't want it to be talked about, but don't do it. Then you wouldn't get talked about. You know, do the right thing as a human being. You're not only a police officer, but you're a human. What if it was your child and you were in the mercy of the law to help you and they weren't doing it? How would you feel?
Exactly.
I mean, I take that shoe on when I take these cases. When I look at every one of these cases, I wear a shoe for them. And I can't imagine, you know, being a mother looking for your child. You're under all that stress of that, and you're getting no help from the only people you can turn to.
Exactly. I mean, and it breaks my heart because, I mean, so many of the cases that I cover are cases just like this. I mean, and then you talk to these family members and, you know, just hearing their stories tugs at your heartstrings. And sometimes the outcome's great, like in Austin's case where we were able to bring him home. But sometimes the outcome is not what any of us wanted, like in Timmy's case. So
exactly. And I'm sorry, but Who's going to be accountable if, God forbid, something should happen to this child? Who? Not the cops, because he spotted her. He should be a hero, right? Give him the Medal of Honor. You need a medal of dipshit. You aren't worth your job.
Exactly.
Nominate you class ass. How's that one? Wear a badge of disgrace, because you're definitely not doing your job. I'm sure in your job description it says something about there's a protocol when you see a missing kid. You just make it up as you go along, or what? I think this cop thinks he can just, or detective, which should make him even more responsible, correct? You're supposed to be really good at your job when you're a detective, but well, geez, you better go on back to class 101. What is your name?
Yeah, I was just checking my email to see if she had reached out, but she has not yet. But yeah, I mean, I agree entirely. Yeah. I mean, these cops, they need better training, for one thing. I mean, we see it all the time. Hell, we saw a case where a freaking cop mistaked her fucking taser for a goddamn gun.
Yeah.
I mean,
say right here in Minnesota. I know, right?
I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. And, you know, I don't know what the answer is, but it's not to arm them to the teeth. It's to get them the proper training so that they know how to work with the citizens in their community.
I think they need social workers that ride with them to help. They're specialists in certain mental health issues. There's been many cases where the police don't understand why that person isn't putting their hands up and laying down on the ground, but they're having an episode. And somebody that deals with that would be able to see that and talk them down and explain, you know what I'm saying? But instead, the person gets shot and killed.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
So they need to be, I don't think the police can take that on, but I think they should add something to their department where they have that person on call to come to these things, where they can help them talk to people with mental issues. They definitely need training in what's going on nowadays. Right now, you should be trained all the time. Every few months they should go through more training. It used to be harm to disarm. Now it's shoot to kill. I don't get that either. Okay. And they took off their
like every day we're seeing another unarmed person get shot to death, and it's absolutely ridiculous. And very, very rarely are any of these cops held accountable for their actions. And it's usually, oh, well, we'll suspend you with pay. And it's bullshit. And it sickens me to no end. And I don't know. I mean.
Yes, I agree with you. They, the first few hours of any kind of case, whether it's murder or missing or abduction or something, are always the very most important. But even if it's a continual case, like this is since May, if they're not if those police officers in their cars do not have a BOLO and be on the lookout for this, they're not going to. They're not going to. They'll see her walk down the street and it won't be nothing. She'll still be missing. I don't get it. I just don't. Every person's valuable, whether on drugs or whether they're 27 or 2. They all mean something, and somebody's deciding who does and who don't.
I mean, it's just like, that case out of Fort Wayne, Indiana, Cody Rose Eckes, who's missing and has been missing for so long. And the police officers had the gall and audacity to tell the boyfriend, well, he's gay. His lifestyle led to him going missing. And there's not really much we can do to find him.
How dare they? It's just, that's what I mean. They're making judgments on a human life.
It's ridiculous. And yes, Cody was on drugs. So what? I don't give a flying fuck. You know what?
I don't either.
I've been on drugs. I've been very open about my past with my drug addiction. And you know, I can't even imagine what my parents would have gone through had I gone missing and they're
Right.
trying to explain to the cops, well, yeah, but he's on drugs, but he's usually pretty responsible otherwise. And they're just like, yeah, well, the fact that he's on drugs makes him irresponsible. Sorry about you.
Yeah, exactly. Or your social life or your
Yeah.
lifestyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, did they do that for? Well, that person's poor, so let's not look for him. Oh, that person's rich. Let's everybody look for him. I don't get it. I don't get their way of thinking. Because honestly, they should just be thinking of the safety of the child. And this child, we don't know if she's safe. We don't know anything outside of her age, her name, where she's missing from, and that she was possibly with these people. We know nothing about what's been put out here. You know, like the poor mother, she says she didn't run away because we're not having problems. Well, I'm assuming that a child runs away because there's issues at home. That's wrong of me, but I'm putting it out there. Apparently there is no problem there, but still she's missing. So why doesn't these cops see that?
Well, I mean,
She's
we
missing.
also see it, you know, they run away for a number of issues, not necessarily because there's problems at home.
Right, maybe
Hell,
they might be
look,
free.
look at the Brandon Abbott case. You know, that's a whole totally different situation where, you know, he ran away to his non-custodial parent allegedly. You know, so there's a number of reasons why they run. And I think part of the reason on that case is because Andy is a strict parent, but there's a difference between being a strict parent and being abusive to your child. And a lot of it is the child just doesn't want to follow any rules, so they run off.
Right, they're grown. They can make their own decisions. Yeah, I was that way. You know what I mean? I didn't have, you know, I just thought I knew everything. So away I go. You know, you can't tell me. So it doesn't even really matter. But if my mom would have put out a missing poster on me, I would hope, you know, they wouldn't say, well, she's a troubled child. She thinks she knows it all. So they're just not going to look for me.
Hey, Frankie, I'm glad you made it to alive.
There we go. Hey, Frankie. Oh, Frankie probably saw it from Kelly Dime on Twitter.
Well,
Or from one of you guys on Twitter.
Oh, I've been sharing, and Frankie follows me, and I'm sure she saw it in my Twitter feed.
let's
Yeah.
just put it this way. Let's get it out there, guys, right? Let's do our thing for this.
Yeah, Frankie, we need all the help with this one that we can get, so feel free to cover it over on your channel as well. We're trying to stir up a fire.
Yeah. They have to be accountable. Houston police have to be accountable, especially that Detective Do Nothing should be his name, but on this girl here, yep.
Ironic that the first two letters of his name are also the first two letters of donut. So
Yeah. Maybe he just left that out of his application. Yes. We definitely need everybody to, you know, do.
hey, Jen for Justice is in the chat. That is the mother of the missing girl.
Hello. Nice to see you.
I believe my thing's still pinned to the top if she wants to come up.
Yes.
Yeah, Jen, if you'd like to come on panel, we would love to talk to you.
Yes. We're so worried about this.
Just click the link that's up at the top of the stream here. And anybody else that's here,
Yeah,
just as long as you're respectful here.
Yeah. I mean, this child is important to all of us. So I'll just let you know that. She means a lot to us, or we would not be talking about her. Everybody is important, and what they're doing is not okay with any of us.
Yes, Frankie, they closed the case because allegedly the cop laid eyes on the child. They didn't bring the child home. They didn't bring the child to the mother. They didn't bother to call the mother to tell her that they laid eyes on the child. They just closed the case.
Or she has a baby sleeping in the car. Well, we would absolutely love to know what we can do to help you
Uh, Jen, and you commented on my live that I did last night. I did comment back with my email address. If you'd like to email me, we can definitely set up a time for us to do a live stream and put you on panel with us. We're not going to stop until we bring your daughter home.
Yeah. I mean, laying eyes on her doesn't say anything. They didn't let you know. They didn't find out if she was okay. Did he talk to her? We don't know any of this. And to me, it just sounds like a complete failure. Oh, no, the cop never laid eyes on her. Never. Well, then that is even just makes me so mad. Because how can you close a case when you don't bring the child home? It's complete dropping the ball. It is like making your daughter not important. And I'm sorry, but she's very important.
Every missing child is important. And the sooner that these law enforcement agencies realize that, the better off we're all going to be.
Yep. Oh, you laid eyes on her in June and she wasn't. But that, yes, exactly. That doesn't mean anything. You laid eyes on her. You still don't have her. You still don't know if she's safe. And these kids are not helping you.
Okay, so I misunderstood your comment. I thought you were saying that the cop had laid eyes on her and that's why they closed the case out. Okay, I misunderstood.
She's still not home with you.
Well, yeah, exactly.
So they should not have closed the case. And one thing we do know is we checked their website and she's nowhere on there. And that's not okay.
Yeah, I mean, she's not on the NCMEC. She's not in NamUs. There's not an official poster.
Give her a few
minutes. She's going to come up here in a few minutes.
Good, good.
Yes, yes. It'll answer, be able to answer some of our, what's going on in our mind.
Well, Jen for Justice, there is some fellow Houston's people in chat that have resources to help as well.
With the news and reporters and, you know, we can get her out there on the news. I mean, they have to be, as far as I'm concerned, the police department needs to be held accountable for what they're doing. Who's going to be responsible for, who is responsible when a parent goes to them with a missing child and they do nothing about it? I mean, what are you supposed to do as a parent?
Well, I think you go back to the Harris County.
Yeah.
And forget the Houston one, because I think we'll find out when she comes up here. Because last time they used Harris County, which I don't. We'll find out. I'll ask some. We'll ask some questions.
Yeah, we'll just. I'll quit. Yeah, putting in my opinion and wait till she gets up here, because my opinion is not very high. Not of you, ma'am, but of the police department. Okay, I feel my heart breaks for you. To be honest with you, that your child is not home with you and they are not helping you. It is just absolutely, it's got me flaming. And I'm already a redhead.
Yeah, like I said, when I came across this case via the Twitter article that Levi was showing earlier, like I said, my blood pressure just literally instantly shot through the roof.
Yep.
I was like, how in the world was this allowed to happen?
Yeah, I've never heard of it. Never. I've never heard of this ever. Yeah, you're right, single mom. They don't want to do their job for some reason. They, you know, and they, like we all know, classified runaway doesn't get treated the way they should. And that is completely wrong. It doesn't matter. It should not matter. It's a human. No. It doesn't matter if she ran away or whatever. She's not home with her mother. She's not.
And you know, she may be a runaway, but you know, there are plenty of cases out there that they classify as runaways that they weren't really runaways either.
Right.
Not that it matters though. It's just like I said with that Amber Alert petition that I've got right now. Every child, regardless of whether they're a runaway or not, should get an Amber Alert. We know that Amber Alerts work because when one is issued, in 92% of the cases, that child's found in 24 to 48 hours.
Exactly. And they tag them as a runaway. And it doesn't matter. It's a missing child. That's how I mean, they put them in a classification that You don't even need to know that. What's the difference? I wish parents would quit saying they ran away. It would just say they're gone. I woke up, they're gone. You know what I mean? Because then they would not be put into a classification, which makes them less important. And I do not see, I want to know their checklist on who says who's important, who's not.
Well, I mean, even if the parents don't classify them as a runaway, if they're over the age of 12 and they go missing, the chances are that they're going to be classified as a runaway. That's from statistically speaking, that's what I've seen in these cases that I cover.
Right. I mean, I agree with you. It's just that I don't think it's right. I don't think that they should have that classification on them as a runaway, which is still just a missing child. Yes, you're right. It does. Runaway does not mean unimportant, but that's how they treat it. And that's what's wrong. And I agree with that too. Young people should be considered in danger until the proof of it being contrary. Exactly. There's so many dangers out in this world. And, you know, this. Oh. I believe that you weren't. I was out there too at 13. I understand that.
Yeah, I mean, no, let's face facts. No 13-year-old is safe out in the world to fend for themselves with their own devices. I mean, let's just be real about it.
Nope. Your eyes get woke up to a real different world.
I mean, at 13 years old, we all think we're Superman and we're big and bad and bulletproof, but that's just not the case.
Right. I mean, hell, some of us don't grow up until we're in our 40s, right, Arctic? You know what I mean?
Why did you address that to me?
I don't know. Because you're a male.
I mean, even scientifically speaking, our minds aren't fully developed until we're 25 years old. So,
right. Yeah. And I'm 60 years old, and this stuff I can't handle a lot of this stuff. I just never heard of this. It's just so sad to me. It breaks my heart because to me, it makes her seem like she's not important.
Jennifer.
Welcome.
Hi.
Welcome.
Thank you.
Would you like to tell us a little bit about update us on your daughter?
Hold on. You wrote the article, right?
I did. So I am actually a journalist, and I had to write an article on my own child because of the lack of assistance that I received, the lack of the lack of things that law enforcement has done, and it's just it's utterly ridiculous.
Wow, I like your articles that you do write.
Oh, she dropped out.
She'll come back.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was her. I've been
That's
following
the
her for
mother?
a while. Yes.
oh yeah, I mean, I did not realize that the mother
article.
was the one that had wrote the
There she is.
article.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow. That's even worse. Oh, my gosh.
Hello. You're back.
Okay, sorry.
You're fine.
Yeah, so I wrote the article, and I had not heard from the investigator. I had called him several times, and so had somebody from another organization, and he never returned any calls. And the day after I wrote the article, I actually got a phone call from him, and he tried to make up some excuse saying that because I laid eyes on her, that's why he closed it and documented that she had been recovered.
But laying eyes on her is not in your care. She's not in your home. You don't know where she is. I mean, what right do they have to close the case?
Absolutely none. He was trying to cover his ass is what he was trying to do.
I think he needs a new job.
Yeah, and he was actually asked, or he had said that he was going to create a flyer. So after 2 months, he decided that he was going to finally create a flyer. And I did inform him of some information that I had and let him know that Jazmin, it goes from being on runaway status to missing persons. I mean, come on, she's been missing for 2 months. And he sent me a flyer back even after 2 months and put runaway juvenile on it.
Well, we're going to probably create a better flyer than any that law enforcement can put out. We've got a member on our team that does some really incredible flyers, and we're going to get her on that. I did have one question. I do know that she had run away prior last year. Are the circumstances similar in this case as it was the last time?
No. She's never been missing for 2 months. And
do you know of any online activity that was different?
There's been a lot of things that have happened. We've gotten some information, but out of respect to her privacy and her safety,
yeah, I totally get it. I get it.
Is the detective helping now?
Well, she's still not listed back on NCMEC, and she's also not on NAMIS, so I don't know
I checked today.
exactly what he's doing. So. I did tell, after he sent me that flyer, I sent him another email back and told him that he was a horrible investigator and he should not be investigating missing children.
Oh, I 100% agree.
Well, I mean, in my opinion, he shouldn't have a badge at this point, but that's just me.
Yeah, I have reached out to his sergeant. I have not heard back from his sergeant either. I've heard from nobody.
Have you called the AG, Attorney General?
I have not called the Attorney General.
I think I would if I was you. That's what we advised the last person to do, and kind of stuck a fire under them. Because this is lack of their jobs, the ones you went to, and you're not getting any kind of answers or help. That's their boss.
Yeah, he didn't even follow up on information that I gave him.
Yeah, that's not.
Have you reached out, tried to go through Harris County rather than through the Houston Police Department to see if maybe they'll actually make an effort to find Jazmin?
So because because of the circumstances and what was going on, she was actually not in Harris County's jurisdiction when she ran away. So they have no jurisdiction over it.
So hold on.
Where do you live?
When you put your eyes on her, she was in Harris County this last time, so you can refile for Harris County Sheriff?
No, so I filed a missing persons report again with HPD, and it is documented that that she had never been recovered, that was falsified. But yeah, putting your eyes on somebody and a child being recovered are two different things, because when a child is recovered, law enforcement has to verify that. And there was never that never happened. So
where was she when you laid eyes on her is what I'd like to know.
She was in Katy. She showed up to somebody's house, and then obviously she she ended up leaving there when she saw me. So,
well, falsifying documentation, that is an AG issue, an attorney general issue. So I do think that you have really good cause in talking to him. You're not coming at him sideways because the police ain't doing something. They actually have falsified documentation and closed a case, which to me is very relevant of going above their heads to their boss.
you know, it's just, I don't know if it's a cultural thing within the police department or if it's just the society that we live in nowadays, but you know, nobody wants to do their job. Very few people want to do their job, and it's not until something tragic happens, like a person gets killed or something serious happens, that they, oh, oops.
Yeah, and
I honestly don't. I don't blame all police, okay, but those that are not doing their jobs definitely need to be called out. And I do believe that they're not doing their job, and they're falsifying documentation. That's absolutely not okay.
Now, I've got a question. There have been numerous articles that I've come across. Some say that she was with a female that was closer to her age. Some say that she was possibly with two older males. Do you think she is with an older gentleman or a couple of older gentlemen? Do you think there's a possibility that she may be in danger of being trafficked, or that this is a grooming thing?
I don't doubt that my daughter's in danger. However, at this point, I have absolutely no idea who she's with. I do know that when that last flyer was put out, that is actually one of the vehicles that she was spotted in with the
two males.
With the two males, yes.
Okay.
But yeah, nobody followed up on that.
It's just
wow.
She posted on social media. There was some social media activity, and it's really unfortunate that law enforcement, especially in the position that they're in, they're not educated, or maybe they are educated and they just don't care to.
Well, see, and her posting on social media, that's something that they need to take note of, because they can follow that digital footprint to try to find her.
They're not doing their job, is what she's saying.
Yeah, they have not done that.
They haven't checked on anything. They haven't checked on the vehicle she was with. They haven't checked on her social media, and the mother's giving them this, and they're not doing their job.
Yeah, but she was in Katy. So when you last saw her, she was in Katy. Can't you go to Harris County?
No, because she did not leave from Harris County.
Originally, yeah.
Originally, okay.
Yeah. But
are you limited on speaking because you feel that somebody's watching and she might be in danger?
So I feel like, for a lot of different reasons.
Yeah.
There's a lot more to the story, and you know, I don't doubt that at some point it's going to come out, because you know, you have all of these agencies that are just, they've been extremely negligent, and it's unacceptable.
Do you think because you wrote that article that they're like kind of pushed back on you because of it?
Pushed back, like not trying to help me?
Yeah.
They weren't trying to help before.
No, I mean trying to out you, like, you know, kind of like taking retaliation against you because you're speaking out.
That is something that I have already discussed with the with the proper people. Thank you. I've looked at kind of how things have gone and thought of, you know, some sort of retaliation. There's a lot of kids that run away, and you know, when law enforcement gets information on a child that the child might be endangered, and I've gone through this before because there was a similar instance last year, and in the beginning of this year, and you know, Harris County is who I've always dealt with, and the response that I got was completely different.
Huh. Do you find them to be more helpful, Harris County, or?
I mean, I guess they weren't falsifying a recovery.
Right. Yeah. That's just unbelievable.
That's significant.
Yeah, that's very, I mean, I honestly, that's why I said go to the Attorney General, because that is I would hope maybe that you have an attorney.
I do not have an attorney.
I would suggest getting one.
I just want to find my daughter, and that is
what can we do to help you do that?
I don't know. I think just spreading spreading the information, and you know, something that is, I understand everybody, we all want to know what's going on, right? And
sometimes
I think, yeah, sometimes
some things are not better off not said, and I agree.
Yeah, and
we don't want to do anything to hurt her or possibilities of finding her. So that's what I mean. And we also don't want to put out any false information, like she didn't run away because there isn't no problems at home. You know what I'm saying? Things, you know, that get said, and you know, the internet can run with wild things. We are just fact-based, and we don't want to do anything to harm her or finding her. We just want to help.
Yeah, and I think also, you know, it takes away from what's important. Like, right. There's a 15-year-old child that has been missing for 2 months.
Yep.
Exactly. I mean,
and very few people know.
What is her means of social media? What does she like to use? Which platform?
She was using Instagram, but there's very minimal interaction on social media with her anymore.
She probably knows it's a way of tracking her.
Yeah.
Well, my concern and my fear is that, you know, if she was indeed with two older gentlemen and she had met someone online or whatever the case may be, statistically speaking, unfortunately, you know, as close as you are to the Mexico border, and runaways are at greater risk of being trafficked than any other missing child. Yeah. And that's something that I'm very concerned about right now.
Yeah.
Yeah. And unfortunately, law enforcement is not concerned.
Okay. So Audrey is in Houston, and she asked if you had spoken with Andy Kahan with Crime Stoppers.
Oh yeah, Andy's a friend of mine.
Okay.
Andy's actually a friend of mine. Yeah, but there's only so much that Crime Stoppers can do when it comes to cases, and there's no proof of criminal activity or whatnot for them to be able to go on for any of that.
He's the cop that falsified documentation. That's criminal.
Frankie is asking if you got a license plate number of that white SUV that she was seen in.
No, we could not get I didn't get a license plate. That was the only picture that we were able to get, and it came from a camera.
All right.
A CC camera. Okay.
Yeah, but I mean, she obviously cannot rent an apartment. She can't rent a house. Somebody knows where she is. You know, I don't believe that she's
hopping from someplace to stay, or somebody is keeping her.
Yeah, somebody knows something, and you know, if this were somebody, like if this were your kid, come on.
Exactly. It's like I said, I always try to at least put one shoe of yours on while I'm doing something like this. That's why I don't want to ever harm anything in putting out any information. Like you said, it's a 15-year-old girl. She's missing. She's been missing since May 31st. The mother's not getting any help from the police. They closed her case. They haven't made up a new poster. She's not on any of the missing broadcasting areas. We can't find anything on her online as far as that goes, and she needs to be found.
Yeah, he actually told me to share the poster that he created. And
is this the poster that's on screen?
No, that is the poster that's the flyer that I created when she first went missing.
Okay.
And then
Do you
there's
have a
another
poster
one.
with an updated picture, maybe?
No, actually, I think the other flyer has the picture that was on NCMEC. And then there's one that was done, I think, Child Proof America. They had where the white vehicle is. Those were like the recent pictures of.
She looks much different than this picture here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, she's got dark hair.
Short, long, styled, or just the same kind of?
She has dark hair, shoulder length, and she doesn't look like that anymore.
Okay.
I had seen somewhere where the hair was dyed blue. Is that right?
It was a blue or black, but it's like darker color now.
Okay.
Yeah, and that picture that is on that original flyer is probably like 3 or 4 days.
And there's this one here where she looks much more mature.
Yeah, she looks completely different. But yeah,
I mean, I just kind of get a feeling from you that you don't want to say exactly what you think is going on, and I understand why. Guys, we need to get her face out there.
Definitely. I have an idea, but I'm not going to say it here on air.
Yeah, some things just don't need to be said.
I have a way that I can help.
Maybe when we end this, she could stay on here with us and not drop off, and you could talk to her.
Yeah. But definitely we can get the poster out there.
And if you have updated pictures, you can email them either to myself or to Levi. And when we create the flyer that we're trying to put out, we'll use the most up-to-date pictures because we obviously want what's more descriptive of what she looks like now.
Yeah. Yeah, she looks completely different now.
Yeah, well. Okay, guys, get her face out there. Let's get this girl back to her mom.
She I think she has only one nose piercing now or something, but yeah, her hair's darker and she's probably about 15, 20 pounds lighter. So, but any type of sharing and anything is greatly appreciated. I don't really have much else to say. And thank you guys.
Well, thank you.
We appreciate you coming up and talking with us, and we're going to do everything we can to get her face out there. Like I said, if you do have more up-to-date photos, please get those to us because we want the most accurate description of what she looks like.
Yeah, I will see what I have and I'll send them to you.
All right, I appreciate that. And if there's anything that we can do, you can reach out to any of us. My email is in my channel description. Levi's is as well.
All right, thank you guys.
You use Twitter, right? I saw your post from Twitter. I follow you on there. I will send you a message.
Okay.
Does she have a nickname?
Okay.
Somebody was asking if she goes by a nickname.
Me?
No, your daughter.
Wera.
Okay.
She goes by Wera, or Jazz.
Okay.
I don't know of any other names. I don't. I have very little information on what's happened 24 hours a day, 7 days a week for the past 67, 68 days.
Yeah, that's, probably right down to the minute, I'm sure.
Yeah. So
it's very sad. My heart breaks for real. It really does.
Thank you. But I'll send those pictures. I'll see what I have and I'll send them over. And again, thank you guys.
You're welcome.
All right. Bye.
Bye. I did kick you off. So hold on. There you go. All right. So you heard
very heartbreaking. Very.
Yeah. Need to get the pictures out there on all platforms that we have.
Absolutely.
The more eyes on it, the better it's going to be for to be able to find her. Wow. This is sad.
Just heartbreaking.
She was 5'3" and was at the time of disappearing or of running away. Hold on here. I think she was 120 pounds or 140 pounds.
My puppy has to go potty. I will be right back. If you end it, you guys stay here. I'll be back.
Okay. Yeah, we're gonna wrap this one up. Arctic, you could stay on.
All right.
We're gonna wrap this one up. Thank you all for coming here. The most important thing is let's share this out there. Get this out to as many people as we can. And as always, if you see something, say something.